Greetings Commanders, I'm Commander Gypsum, and today we're back to do another comparison video. This time we're comparing the Federal Assault Ship and the Imperial Clipper. I think it's going to be a pretty good hunt out there, so let's join up with Commander Fox and let's get to the hunt. Alright, Commander Fox, always nice to have you on. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, a pleasure to be back.
Alright, so as you can see, we've got the Assault Ship here on the left and the Clipper on the right. Now, just a quick couple notes here. A comparison like this, of course, is not scientifically possible because resource extraction sites are random. So I didn't do any kind of reloading or anything like that, so this is just going to be how it goes on your average resource extraction site, and there's not going to be any power play bonuses. So whatever you see for the end result is the end result with no bonuses applied. Now, all that being said, let's enjoy the hunt. Alright, so out of these two ships there, Commander Fox, which one do you think is going to take the cake today?
My bet's going to be on the Clipper. I definitely feel a good feeling about that one.
Yeah, the Clipper is a great ship. And looks like they both have one kill down, and now they're both going up against an Anaconda. That's an interesting coincidence.
Indeed it is.
Now, the Clipper is going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage here. As you can see, the Clipper's weapons are all gimbaled. So when a ship fires off chaff like that, you're either going to have to sit there and wait, or try to go after a different enemy. Even if the Clipper, if you go into lock free fire, into a lock mode, the two large weapons can't both focus on the same target, which is spread apart. Where the Federal Assault Ship, even though it does have some gimbal pulse lasers there on the bottom of the ship, you can do a locking mode and you'll still be able to get convergence on your target. So the Assault Ship does have a bit of an advantage there. And also the Assault Ship has a plasma accelerator tacked onto the roof there. And of course that's fixed, so that's not going to be affected by chaff.
Yeah, and that's not a bad setup to have. I do like the way that the Clipper's weapons are set up. If I'm not mistaken, we went over the Cobra Mark III previously, and I don't know, I like the fact that he kind of chiseled away at the shields, and then as soon as the shields were away, he just let them have it with the old guns there.
Yep, and that's definitely what the Clipper is going to be doing here. It's got the two large burst lasers on top and the two multi-cannon underneath. Now, it looks like the Assault Ship got the kill on the Anaconda first, but that's probably due to the chaff that the Anacondas were pooping out there, and the Assault Ship could just use the plasma. That's going to be a big help for them.
Of course. Whoa, there we go. There's a little swift action there from the Clipper screen there. As per usual, we've always got other people flying into contact here, or in the way of the guns.
Of course. And yeah, we're still on 1.5/2.0 for updates, so we are still going to see some attempted ramming here going on as well. We're hoping 2.1/1.6 is going to fix that ramming problem, and hopefully give the AI a little bit more intelligence as well.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, and to be honest, I hope they don't take the ramming completely out or take it down too much, because honestly, I feel that that's still a tactic that would be used still, even if it's a last-ditch effort.
Yeah, I don't think they're to get rid of it completely, but right now there's a bug called the ramming scan. And then what happens is the ship comes up to scan you, and for some reason they just don't stop. They just keep on going, so they end up ramming you every time.
Oh wow, a very interesting bug indeed.
Yeah, so hopefully they get that one nailed down. Now, if we just look at the stats here at the bottom of the screen, oh yeah, talk about a ram. The Assault Ship just rammed the dropship, but it got the kill. Alright, yeah, so back to the stats here at the bottom of the screen. You can see that the Assault Ship and the Clipper are pretty evenly matched. Both in the shield range of just over 300, and in the armor is around 1500 each. The Clipper's got a little bit less armor, And another thing we should note here with both of these ships is they're both PvE builds. And what that means is these are not specialized combat builds. So there's no shield cell bank stacking and no core reinforcements stacking. Basically, you could take any of these ships and do pretty much any kind of bulletin board mission. They've got some cargo racks, and they've got fuel scoops and hangar bays. And if you want to look at the exact outfitting, I'm going to have them down in the description here, right below the video. And as you can see here, the jump ranges aren't great. They're both right at 15, so not great jump ranges, but that's okay. You know, the Python usually has about 15, and that's a good multi-roll. So we're definitely looking at a decent jump range. And if you look at the speeds, that's a big divider right there. You can see that the speed of the assault ship is 238 meters per second at full power and up to 396 meters per second on a boost. And of course this is suited to these particular loadouts via the Coriolis outfitting website. And if you don't know about Coriolis, you should definitely check that out at coriolis.io. Have you been there, Commander Fox? Have you checked that out before?
I can't say that I have. It's just something that I will be checking out momentarily, though.
Yeah, it's a great website. You can go through outfitting for any ship and figure out what's going to fit or not. And it's a fantastic website. Alright, so a couple more things to note here, differences between the ship. The Clipper has one shield booster, a 6A, so it's going to be able to repair its shields on the fly. It's got 5 charges, and each charge is 350 megajoules. So it's going to be able to replenish its shields completely with every shot. And with the assault ship, it does not have any shield boosters, so you can see the shields are down right now. And what happened there is the Ace, in his infinite wisdom, ran into an asteroid while he was boosting around trying to get a ship, so that's why his shields are down right now. And that part was actually cut out because of the way that I edited the video. So pretty much all you're seeing is the scan and the fight, and I edited everything else out. So I wanted to keep the video under 45 minutes, which it probably would have been if there was no editing there. And another thing a little bit different is the price. You can see the Clipper has got about 8 million credits more than the assault ship. And that's going to tack on almost 500,000 credits onto the insurance if you do end up losing the ship.
And that's very interesting to see as well, considering we're looking at these stats here, and you're not seeing very many differences. I mean, yes, we you know, the one that's probably the most considerable difference is the speed. But does that really make that big of a difference in price?
Well, I think the price difference we're looking at right now is just because of the class of the ship. The assault ship is a medium class vessel, and the Clipper is a large class vessel. So essentially the Clipper is going to be using larger modules than the assault ship, and larger modules means pricier modules. So that's probably why we're seeing a bigger price difference here between the two.
Okay.
Yeah, and with this price, we're looking at basically a pretty well outfitted Python at this price range, and a fully outfitted Fertile Lance. So this is a pretty crowded price range. At this price, we've got a lot of ships that can qualify. So it's really going to be interesting to see how they stack up versus Python and Fertile Lance. If you haven't seen that video, I did a comparison between those two, and if you click on the top right there, it'll take you to that video. Now, Commander Fox, have you flown either of these ships yet?
To be honest, I've always wanted to fly the Clipper. Like I said, it's one of my favorite ships on here that I've seen. The assault ship, I have not seen anything much on it as far as stats and everything goes. This is actually the first time I'm looking at these stats, so they are very impressive to say the least.
Yeah, it's a pretty good ship, and I've kind of crowned it the king of the res, just because it can do so much for the amount that you pay. And this assault ship has got all the bells and whistles. It's completely maxed out with A ratings, and it's got all the toys. That's why the price is so high. But you can get an assault ship around the 70 million range and do a lot of damage with that. And in my opinion, the Vulture has always been the king of the res, because you can do so much with it for the price. It's really between around 20 to 22 million. You get a fully maxed out Vulture and really do a lot of damage. So just for the price alone, it's one hell of a hunter.
That does sound like the ship to take was such a decently priced value. Indeed.
And if you end up losing your ship, you're not going to be paying an arm and a leg for your insurance. It's going to be it's going to be a nice little, just a little payout, and you're going to be back out in the black.
Indeed, it is dramatically less than what we're looking at here for both of these insurances.
Yeah, absolutely. A 5 million insurance payout can hurt, depending on how much that you put some credits into the bank. What are you flying right now, Commander Fox?
You know, I believe I'm in the is it the Cobra, if I'm not mistaken? Amongst the many other ships that I have in the vast space that we travel.
And the Cobra is quite a little ship. It's a great multi-role ship, and it's actually, right now, the fastest ship in the game as well. So that's a great one to use for smuggling.
Indeed. And the other one that I use fairly often as well as the Sidewinder.
Yeah, the good old Sidewinder. Now, the last time that we flew together, you were in the Vulture. What did you think about that?
The Vulture, I absolutely love the Vulture. Good specs all across the board. A fairly good fighter. Nothing more to say about it. No real dislikes. So.
Yeah, Vulture is a hell of a ship, that's for sure. Now, the Clipper is actually a pretty decent multi-role ship. It's pretty good for shipping, and you can actually get a Clipper for pretty cheap. You can pick one up for 17 million and outfit it for shipping for not much money at all. So if you are starting out in the game and looking to do a little bit of shipping, I do recommend the Clipper. The only problem with the Clipper, though, is you're going to have to grind out some Imperial rank. And that can be a little bit of a hassle, but I think the Clipper is probably worth it.
Well, the other thing that I've mentioned in the past too with the Clipper, I like its elegance. It has such a classy look to it. I absolutely love the design of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the interior too. The bridge is very nice. And I actually took the Clipper out exploring as well. That was my main exploration vessel when I went to SAG-A.
Oh wow, I was not aware of that. That's very impressive.
It didn't have a great jump range. I think I maxed it out at 25 light years. And, that's not too bad. I mean, it's no, like, Anaconda.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely reaching out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, except that comes at a price, too. Then you're looking at an exploration vessel, that is around, 300-400 million.
Ooh, definitely reaching out there in the pricey range for sure.
Yeah, that can get a bit ridiculous. Now in the fight, it looks like we're doing anacondas again. We're both fighting the anaconda.
I was just about to mention that. And I was like, okay, we go with anacondas. And you go, whoa, the Clipper had a Another close call there.
Got another
Someone was passing by.
Oh man, yeah, so the Clipper took that one out pretty quick, and oh, the assault ship did another little bit of a ram in the Anaconda. Looks like that's going to finish him. There we go.
Yeah, the Ace seems to be doing a lot of ramming in this assault ship, that's for sure.
Yeah, actually the assault ship is kind of the rammer's delight now. It has a very high mass for being such a small ship. And it's got tons of armor, so it does make a nice ramming vessel. So if your playstyle is ram, 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 you know, the assault ship is probably a pretty good ship for you.
Well, and it's an interesting tactic to see that the Ace used because, well, to be quite honest, you don't see him using it that often. So I'm wondering what his strategy is for that.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if you've been keeping up with the Will It Hunt series, we've been going through all of the ships from the cheapest to the most expensive. And let's see, what was the last one we did? I think the Cobra.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, so right now we're on the smaller ships, and the small ships you definitely don't want to be ramming with because their mass is so low, so you end up doing more damage to yourself than the person you're actually ramming.
Scan detected.
So with the bigger ships, we might see the Ace ramming a little bit more since they've got a much higher mass and you can actually do some damage. Alright, so right now it looks like we've got the Clipper is fighting a Federalist ship, so that's going to be a tricky fight. It looks like the assault ship has almost got the Clipper's shields all the way down. Looks like he just popped a shield cell bank and a heat sink, so hopefully gets his shields back up. There we go, now they're regenerating. So that was pretty close. Now usually the Clipper has a very light hull. You don't have a whole lot of armor. You have a lightweight. So normally you don't want the shields to go down at all for the Clipper. You could get yourself into some real trouble. Those Imperial ships kind of have paper thin hulls.
Well, that brings me to my question now. With the with the hull seeming to be so, as you mentioned, paper thin with the Clipper, is that why you if you had to, in your opinion, guess the assault ship hit, like while you were just mentioning the armor of the Clipper, I just noticed with the assault ship he just rammed another ship to do him in, and I'm wondering, because we haven't seen that much with the Clipper, is that one of the reasons is that he's trying to prevent damage to himself while doing that?
Yeah, I think so. Even the Clipper doesn't have great shields for its size. It's a large ship, and the shields are pretty low for such a large ship. So if the Clipper starts ramming with the shields up, it's going to take the shields down very, very quickly. So I think he's definitely going to want to avoid that in the Clipper. And right now they both have military grade hulls, so they do have some decent armor. So I think you could get away with it with the Clipper when the shields are already down. But I think it would just be a waste of shields if the Clipper started ramming with the shields up.
Okay.
And now, let's see, what do we got here? The assault ship looks like it's fighting a Vibro. He fired off the plasma and actually got a hit. That's pretty good aim, firing a plasma on a small ship like that. Looks like the Ace is trying to show off a little bit.
Indeed, that is definitely typical Ace style.
Indeed. And now it looks like a Clipper versus Courier. So the Courier is like the Clipper's little brother. That's actually a great little Imperial ship as well. And of course, with all Imperial designs, the shields are pretty good, and the hulls are paper thin. So the Courier, you'll see, as soon as it loses its shield, the hull is just going to go down to nothing. It's just going to get banged up real quick. Look at that. It's just dropping, and it's done.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah, so if any of you commanders out there are flying the Courier, don't let those shields down. You're going to get yourself into some real trouble. Now, on the left side of the screen with the assault ship, it looks like he's fighting his little brother, the dropship. Now, the dropship used to be the only federal ship for quite a while. I think it was, what was it, 1.4, I think? When the assault ship and the gunship came out. So we finally got some more federal ships, but for a while it was just the dropship. And now the federal assault ship kind of took its place as the go-to federal ship. But the gunship is actually really good too, and I've done a video on the gunship. I think I call it the one-odd duck. And the gunship is kind of like a little mini anaconda, except for it's smaller, of course, and the shields aren't as good, and it's slower. But I think just as maneuverable. Oh man, looks like the assault ship almost hit a T9. That would have been bad for business. Yeah, I don't think the ace is going to want a bounty on himself if it's out there.
No, that's definitely something he needs to watch out for. I know he's had a few close calls in the past with almost hitting some of the security forces out there, but he's managed to do quite well for himself in that department as far as avoiding that kind of confrontation.
Yeah, you have to have good trigger control.
Indeed.
So now it looks like we've got the assault ship fighting another assault ship with a mirror match going on. And it looks like this ship keeps on firing hatch breakers. I don't know why. It's not like the ace is carrying any cargo. It keeps like hatch breaker after hatch breaker. But
maybe it's an attempt to get rid of some of his extra ammo that he likes to carry.
Trying to lighten up his own load. And it looks like the ace's shields are about to go down there on the assault ship. But looks like he's going to be okay. He takes out the enemy assault ship here, and he's still got some shields to spare. And looks like the ace and the clipper is fighting a python, and that should actually be a fairly close fight. Clipper v python. They're both around the same price range. And around the same capabilities as well. Just the python has one extra large hard point. And you can do a lot of damage with that python. 3 large, 2 medium. It's going to put out a lot of firepower.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But the one thing I don't like about the python, it's so wide. You know, it can take a lot of hits here. Alright, so it looks like the 30 minutes is up for the clipper, and looks like the assault ship has a little bit more time on its hand, and that's just because of the way it turned out, how much was taken out between fights, and how long the fights last, and that's why we just got the assault ship right now. So I think the assault ship only has 1 or 2 more targets left, and then it's going to be heading back, and we'll be looking at the grand total.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely very interesting to see who comes out the victor here.
Yeah, indeed. Now I know you would think that the assault ship is going to have an advantage because it's lasting longer, but that's just because of the way of the editing. Alright, is that it, or we got one more target? Alright, that looks like it's it. And now it's time to see who's going to come out on top. And it looks like the Clipper took it with 1.9 million credits. Wow, so it beat out the assault ship by 200,000 credits. And that's really not a very big gap there. That's really just the size of maybe one large ship. So maybe a Fertile Lance, maybe an Anaconda, and it would have been all tied up.
Oh yeah, definitely watching this as it went on. They definitely seemed to go, pound for pound and ship for ship. Every time one, the Clipper killed one, the assault ship killed one, and vice versa. So it was very down to the wire.
It was definitely an interesting fight. And again, I just want to reiterate that this cannot be scientifically accurate just because of the nature of the resource extraction sites. They are random. So, that being said, I think it looked like a pretty good fight for both of the ships. And the Clipper came out top by just over 200,000 credits. Not a big gap, but a gap nonetheless, making the Clipper the winner of the two. Personally, for me, I think I would have taken the assault ship over the Clipper. It's a medium-sized vessel, and that plasma accelerator is very handy when you've got ships popping off chaff. I think that would be my ship of choice. What do you think, Commander Fox?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna have to continue to stick with the Clipper. Now, I will give it to the assault ship, having the extra. I feel it is an advantage to have the unfixed weapon system. That is definitely a negative mark towards the Clipper having to wait in the event that chaff is popped. But I have to stick with the conventional guns. Shooting bullets is my thing. So.
All right, well, there you have it. 2 ships, both great for the resource extraction site. I hope this video was helpful, and please stick around for more Elite Dangerous videos and Everspace videos, and make sure and check out Will It Hunt. All right, Commander Fox, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, as always.
All right, Commanders, I'll see you all in the black. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to see all of my latest videos.